Right. Today we are going to discuss about features of features of databases. So first one is minimal data redundancy. Then we have to say that if we if we use the well organized database, the redundancy should be minimized. Uh, Before we are discussing, we have to know clearly what is redundancy. As we discussed uh, earlier, redundancy in your textbook, it is mentioned as same data is stored in several tables, which is redundancy. Not only in several databases, the redundancy should be in a table. Same table, within a same table, there should be redundancy. Redundancy means repetition of data. Let's say if there is a name in this table called Manoj Dayaratna. If we use Manoj Dayaratna again and again here, that would be redundancy in the same table. Also, there can be redundant data. So we have to eliminate redundancy. Then we have discussed earlier, how can we eliminate redundancy? In this table, Dr. Arjuna, the doctor's name is repeating. And Dr. Arjuna, likewise, it is repeating in several rows. So this is redundancy. We can eliminate redundancy by separating this data into two tables. If we keep all the data in a single table, there would be redundant data. So we have to separate those into different tables. Here, Dr. Arjuna is mentioned only once in doctor's table, and patient table. Doctor's ID is input, because we have to connect those two tables together. Then doctor ID is the primary key. We have to discuss also about what is primary key later. Doctor ID is the primary key because the doctor ID field is used to identify the record uniquely. Record means the doctor's identity, doctor's ID, doctor's name, doctor's room. And this row is unique for Dr. Arjuna. For an example, we have to uniquely identify Dr. Arjuna's record. Record means this row. This row of data can be uniquely identified using this Dr. ID. That is why we call it as Dr. ID is the primary key. Then this Dr. ID field can be used in another table as foreign key. Foreigner. We know that foreigner, and this is the foreign key because this field comes from another table. In this example, doctor IDs come from doctor table into patient table to create the relationship between two tables, right? Then we have to separate into two tables, two or more tables to eliminate redundancy normally. So we know that what is the redundancy means now. Then we have to mention in a well-organized database, the data redundancy should be eliminated, right? Data redundancy occurs when the same piece of data exists in multiple places, not in tables, multiple places. So when uh, store all the data in a single table, redundancy occurs. So by separating data into several tables and making relationships between them, it is possible to eliminate data redundancy. Okay, let's start to write the note. Uh, Topic is features of a well-organized database. And first one is minimal data redundancy. Just start to write. And the second thing is data consistency. Consistency uh, will consistency will be increased when inconsistency eliminated. So we have to eliminate inconsistency. First of all, we have to clearly identify what is inconsistency, right? If the same data is stored in several tables, in several forms, that is called inconsistency. Let's say data inconsistency. Data inconsistency is uh, the same data exists in different formats. Different formats in multiple tables. It's the existence of same data. So we have to eliminate that in different formats. For an example, if we enter our birthday in a single in a some table, let's say in a student information system, we can, let's say, we can add some field. If we keep student information in a single table, we can store date of birth, like in date format, right? This is, let's say, student data table, student table. And if we use another table to store the student's age, that we know date of birth, using date of birth, we can generate age of the student. So why we store both date of birth and age inside separated these several tables? We don't have to use that. We can store only the date of birth. If we want to calculate the age, if we want to know the age of student, we can calculate that. So that is why we are not going to store both formats, right? So we can say in several tables, in several formats, if we keep the same data, it is inconsistency. By eliminating inconsistency, we can do this enables the consistency, right? Right. Okay. Then write down what is data consistency. The second topic, subtopic of well-organized database feature. Second one is data consistency, right? Data inconsistency occur. Occur the same data when the same data exists in different formats in multiple tables. Occurs when the same data exists in different formats in multiple tables. And by eliminating data inconsistency, the same data being saved in various tables can be reduced or prevented. This enables to maintenance of data consistency. Maintenance of data consistency. Next one is efficiency. How can we improve the efficiency of database? As we know, if we organize tables and data inside that in properly, then we can read or write on the database very efficiently. Since database tables are properly organized, saving and reading data can be carried out efficiently. Hence, the efficiency is higher. That is the reason. If we keep our books in a rack orderly, we can find a book very easily and quickly. If we keep our clothes, uh, if we maintain our clothes inside the cupboard very organizedly, then we can find anything inside that, right? Like that, as the same way, we can say we have to keep all the information uh, well maintained, the tables and the data structures, data inside tables properly. Properly organized means saving time, right? So if we keep data tables and data inside organized way, saving and reading data can be carried out efficiently. This data can be deleted and updated also very easily, because there are four types of data maintenance terms. And let's say we have to get data from tables. We can say read data from tables. We have to read, and we have to write on tables, write on the tables, and we have to update sometimes, update data, and sometimes we have to delete, find and delete. All the features are enabled by database management systems, database management software like Access, DBMS, DBMS features, read, write, and update, delete. These functions can be easily done when we keep data in organized way. That is the way, and that is how we increase the efficiency of database, right? Right, start to write. Next one is accuracy. How we can improve accuracy? If we find data, if we read data, if we delete or maintain database efficiently, then there should be uh, minimum level of errors occurs, right? Minimum level of errors, because we have, it is easy to maintain, right? If we keep minimum level of errors, that means it is accurate, accuracy of the data. Since data redundancy can be minimized, also the database data consistency is maintained, increase the accuracy. And also we can say, if we keep minimum errors using the efficiency of the data table, we can have uh, efficiency, accuracy increased also, right? Then we have to write it. Increase accuracy. When efficiency is higher, the data maintenance is easy and errors occurs very rarely, so the accuracy is greater. Take the note. Another thing is validity increase. Properties of fields such as data type, size, validation rules can be assigned when database is planned, right? Uh, let's say if we use, let's say if we use Microsoft Access databases, there are um, formats and validation rules. In this example, this format should be currency type. We have to mention the data type of all the fields in Microsoft Access. So we have to mention the data type as well as the size of data or format or decimal places, likewise properties of data we have to maintain. Then default value is 1000 in this example. And validation rule, there is a validation rule to maintain data. If the user input data, it is a responsibility of a database to get data greater than 1000, greater than or equal 1000 in this example. It's a validation rule. So we have to validate data in database fields, right? Normally, database management software keep these validation rules to validate data input by users, right? In this example, it is a must to enter greater than 1000 value, a value greater than 1000. Otherwise, the database not going to take that data as a, and save it inside the tables, right? And that type of checking is validity checking, increase the validity. So we can say we have to enter, if we enter date of birth, we have to enter only dates to that fields. We are not going to enter currency on that field. So these type of databases, DBMS softwares, normally checking all the data when it enters. Is that data is correct? Is that data is valid? Likewise, that is validity checking. Validation rules are there to check validity. In Access also, we saw we can mention what is the data type, what is the format, what is decimal places, likewise. Validation rules and default values also we can enter, we can define in that tables, for that tables. When we start Access, let's say Access, MS Access, this is a table. In datasheet view, we have to go into the design view, and after that, if we enter some field called let's say currency type, let's say salary, then we have to enter currency data type, and we can validation rules here. We can enter validation rules like larger than 1000, likewise, right? When we validate this, and let's say we have to another field inside rows, let's say the name of employee, okay, short, name and the salary, right? Now I'm going to datasheet view. We have to save that, and ID should be auto number. I mentioned it as auto number. So I don't want to add numbers for that. I just entering my name and dollar in dollars. Let's say $500. $500. It's not going to save that data because there is a validation rule greater than 1,000, right? Greater than 1,000 validation rules should be accepted by the database. So I have to enter greater than 1,000 value, 1,000 or greater than value, right? It is taking. Now, a second example, let's say Manoj is here and it is entered the ID automatically because we used auto number also. Then salary should be again, we can't add 200 or something like that. Less than 1,000 values, it is not taking. So we can add 1,200 likewise, right? That is the validity checking. Validity checking, right? Increase the validity. Properties of fields in a database, such as data type, size, validation rules can be assigned when a database is planned. Thus, validity of the data can be increased, right? Get the note. Right. Next one is security. We can add some passwords for databases. I'll show you. We can add a password to access database also. And we can encrypt data. Encrypting means there is a concept of encrypting. I'll show you. Control A. There is a concept of encrypting. Encrypting means if we want to send data to our friend, let's say I am the user. I want to send some data to another user. Let's say Manoj. I want to send, hey, uh, can we meet tomorrow? It is a secret message, right? Now I'm going to meet Manoj secretly tomorrow. Then I want to send this message secretly throughout the network. And I store this message inside the database also, right? So I'm not going to keep this message as it is. I'm going to encrypt it. Encryption means encryption, the process of encrypting, changing the message. Encryption means changing. We are changing the message by some encryption, and there are some ways of encrypting. And the process is changing message. We can't read it. We can't read it. Only characters are there. We can't read it. How can we read this? We can sense it. We can read, but we can't sense it. Then we are going to encrypted message. We are going to send this to user Manoj. And after encrypting, the encrypted message can be sent to the other party. Then there should be a mechanism to regenerate the original message. Original message means this, hey, can we meet tomorrow? This is the original message. So encrypted message cannot be identified by anyone else. We have to decrypting. Decrypting means the process reverse of encryption and decryption. So the same thing can be used to transfer data from one point to another. That is data network encryption, network data encryption. So we can use that process to store data also inside tables, inside databases. So encryption is the process of changing the real data into another, but it can't be like this one. It can't be read or identified. What is the meaning of that, right? The encrypted data, encryption is the process of databases also using to protect security, protect data securely inside tables, right? That is the method. Then we can get our note of security. Unauthorized access can be controlled by using a password and encrypting the databases. This increases security. And now we are going to start another topic, relational database components. Let's say components of a table. There is a table called doctor. This doctor table, mm, this doctor table, we have to in tabular form, keep it in tabular form. Let's say right, this is the table. I'm going to show you the properties or the features of table. This one is a field, this one is a field, and another field. These are called rows. Row of data. Data in a same row is related. This is Dr. Darshana's ID. This is Dr. Darshana's room. Those are related together. So that is why we keep data, all the data in the same row, right? We have to mention Dr. ID as primary key because Dr. Arjuna's number is number 1. So using this number 1, we can identify Dr. Arjuna separately or uniquely from other doctors. Dr. Arjuna, number one, is the number one. Number one, the field can be used to identify Dr. Arjuna uniquely. Unique means uniqueness, uniquely. That means separated by others, from others, separately from others, uniquely identified. Then this Dr. ID field can be mentioned as primary key. So we have to underline the primary key in a table. So these are rows or records, row, record. We can mention as record also. Oh, we can mention it as a tuple, tuple, a new word tuple. Row of data, record of data, tuple of data, the same thing is there, right? Then in this table, there are 3 fields and 2 records, right? Then we have to take that note. Just take the topic relational database and the components of that. Just mention rows and also these are rows and these are fields or properties. Properties. Attributes, not the properties, attributes. These are rows, row, tuple, or record. Just write it down. And let's start to write what is a primary key. Primary key is a column, or there can be more than one column to represent the primary key. Sometimes in this example, the Dr. ID is the primary key, but in some examples, there are one or more fields to represent the primary key, a combination of columns or a column, which enables to identify a record uniquely is called a primary key. Take your note. So we can mention a composite primary key. If we use more than one column, one fields to represent the primary key, the combination of columns which enables to identify the record uniquely. Or if the primary key consists of more than one fields, it can be called composite primary key. Take your note. And there are some features of primary key. Its uniqueness. It is unique. And we can't add null values on that. Null value means empty fields. We can't use the primary key empty because we can't identify. If we do this empty without values, we can't. How can we identify Dr. Aruna using number? Each and every uh, citizen of a country should have a unique number to identify identity number. National identity card number is the unique identity number for uh, each and every citizen in a country. So that is how we identify people, and that is how we identify a row of a table using primary key. There should be a primary key, a value for primary key. So we can't use null values. Without values, we can't use these tables, right? For primary key, we have to use some number, and also we can't duplicate the values. How can we identify? And there is if we use same identity card number for two people, that is wrong, right? Never happen. We do not have to duplicate the values, primary key, right? Um, just take your note. And sometimes there are fields we are using in some tables that is the primary key of another table. If a primary key of another table is used as a field of another table, that can be mentioned as a foreign key. Foreigner came from foreign country, foreign table. And so foreign keys used to connect or make the relationship between two tables, right? Uh, let's see some example. If we see this foreign key, in this example, registration number is the primary key of the student table. So there is a number for that students. Then we can use this registration number in another table called subject table. We can use that to connect these two tables together. Primary key of a table can be used in another table as foreign key to connect or to make relationship between these two tables. So that is the way we connect tables together. Foreign key, we can mention it as foreign key. If a primary key of a table is used as the field of another table, can be mentioned as foreign key. In second table, foreign key is used to connect two tables together. So there are special features of foreign key. Builds a relationship between two tables. And related data of primary key field exist in other table. We saw that the same data 100 is the primary key is exist in other table to connect them. Another thing is foreign key of one table is primary key of another table. Should be a primary key. We have to use foreign key. We have to use the foreign key fields if it is used as only if it is used as a primary key of another table, right? Just take a note what is a foreign key and special features of a foreign key. You have to remember that we use these two tables, patient data and doctor table, to keep doctor's data. And these are related together using doctor ID. So we can mention this doctor ID in doctor table is the primary key. This is the primary key, and doctor ID of patient table is the foreign key. Just write it down. You do not want to write all the data, just one or two records can be entered to your note. This is the patient table. Let's say with 2 rows, you can use that. And with the 2 rows, you can use the doctor table also. Doctor table, right? Take your note, just write it down. The table and the relationship between tables. For an example, for how can we identify primary key and foreign key, and how to connect two tables, and to identify how to connect tables using primary key and foreign key. You have to connect those tables using these doctor ID fields and make some arrow here. So now we are going to stop for today. Let's discuss about data types next week.